One of the early trends we see in Two Blue Vortex is Boruto revealing a different technique or jutsu every chapter so far, with him actually revealing multiple techniques and advanced mastery of his chakra natures in wind and lightning. According to this pattern, I do think it is very likely we will definitely see him reveal a new technique next chapter or within the next few chapters. It is widely known that Boruto, compared to his father, grew exponentially in strength following their respective time skip. For the people that have or had a problem with this, I feel like this does make sense for Boruto to be this strong because he already started off miles ahead of par with Naruto in terms of skill and strength. And he already mastered 3 different chakra natures in water, lightning, and wind at a very young age, which only the mastery of 2 chakra natures is the minimum requirement for a shinobi to become a jonin. The fact alone that we haven't even seen Boruto use any water style techniques means I don't think we've seen the end of his new techniques quite yet. At the end of chapter 1, Timeskip Boruto was introduced. At the time, it wasn't known exactly how he was able to drop from the sky unnoticed. It was previously thought that he had used some form of space-time ninjutsu or was hiding from a distance and wait for a perfect time to make a move. It's thanks to chapter 4 that we now know Boruto is able to use the 2nd and 4th Hokage's flying Raijin jutsu to move anywhere instantaneously. This explains how he was able to catch Code off guard so suddenly. In chapter 2, we had finally seen Boruto fight using his blade, and we was finally able to get a vague idea of his current skill level from his showings against the claw grinds, as well as the infamous Rasengan Uzuhiko, which had the whole community in an uproar about its potential strength and effectiveness, until it was finally revealed in chapter 3. In chapter 4, we were even more surprised to see he learned, but not quite mastered, the use of flying Raijin, and also some other lightning style technique that engulfs his entire body and near surroundings in lightning. The pattern I see here, and stated many times, is whoever was teaching Boruto throughout these years, either Kashin Koji, Sasuke, or both, they tended to teach him techniques that would aid him or have major impact on the succession of his mission. Rasengan Uzuhiko keeps slithery close combatants like Code from getting too close to his body, which more or less counters Code's Shinjutsu, while also packing a major punch offensively as well. We seen when Boruto and Code came into contact with each other, the energy that Uzuhiko was manifesting started to transfer over to Code's body. He also used flying Raijin as an attempt to dodge Code's physical attacks, moving at such high speed he had even Code perplexed. Flying Raijin could also be used to follow someone like Kawaki to the Daikokuten dimension where Naruto and Hinata reside. I don't want to dive too deep into this, but if Boruto can find a way to bypass being frozen in Kawaki's timeless dimension, possibly by implementing Momoshiki's time freeze technique himself and finding some way to counter it, then he can use flying Raijin and easily get his mother and father back with ease. So yeah, Momoshiki is gonna play a big part into retrieving Naruto and Hinata. But let's kind of refocus here. We know any technique he learns has to have some sort of relevance to what's going on in the story, and it must make sense for Boruto's base character. So as tempting as it is, I won't have Boruto learning Fireball Jutsu, Earth Style Mud Wall, or Shadow Possession Jutsu, nothing like that. Only jutsu he's been realistically proven to be able to master. I asked a few of you, what techniques do you think Boruto needs to learn or master to help him fight against the Shinju or OTSUTSUKI? And surprisingly, I got a lot of feedback on this. But the most frequent technique I'm seeing right now is Purple Lightning. So before I hit you with the technique I think will be of use to Boruto the most, I'll briefly go over the possibility of Boruto learning this. Purple Lightning was created by Kakashi as a replacement of Raikiri because of him not having the Sharingan anymore. Purple Lightning can be used to strike targets from a distance or used through direct contact. This technique was foreshadowed for Boruto in the anime when he used it against Shinki with the help of a ninja tool, which soon got him eliminated from the Chunin exams. But with Boruto not having the Sharingan or proven to have any type of dojutsu in base yet, I could see him learning Purple Lightning to kind of mimic how Sasuke uses Chidori. In Boruto's new mastery of Kenjutsu, he can also stream Purple Lightning through his sword to amplify the potency of his strikes, or use in a way similar to Chidori's stream to hit multiple targets simultaneously, just to give you an idea of different ways he can use it. And since Boruto already has mastery in lightning release, him learning this to kind of copy Sasuke's technique would be awesome. And before everyone starts going off in the comment section, I will briefly go over a technique like Hidden, in which I think it would prove useful because it is a hell of a jutsu and you can't absorb it because it utilizes real lightning to strike its opponent. I was thinking of him using this, but then realized exactly how situational this would be for Boruto. Without him knowing any powerful enough fire style ninjutsu to actually create real storm clouds, he would just have to get lucky enough to hope it's storming around him to make use of the natural elements of lightning, and the build-up process takes a while to pull off. So it is major luck involved, which is essentially why we only see Sasuke using the technique twice. So even though this would be an amazing light speed attack for Boruto to learn, it would also be incredibly situational and probably not worth learning unless there was an easier way to draw on natural lightning. So let's get into the real big hitter here, and that would of course have to be Sage Mode. As you guys seen on my channel numerous of times, I constantly advocate the idea of Boruto learning Sage Jutsu, or just the mastery of nature energy itself, because of how much it makes sense for his current position. Currently in the story, Boruto is fighting or destined to fight the Shinju, which are basically evolved claw grimes that originate from the Ten Tails. So stated by Kurama, the Shinju or Jubi has existed for many eons and is the progenitor of all life. It has no mind until now, thank you Code. In its very presence leaks nature energy itself. Okay, now let's go back to the 4th Great Ninja War, to when Obito absorbed the God Tree into his body and became the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. Obito started to rile up Naruto by bad-mouthing Minato, so Naruto collaborates with Tobirama to use his flying Raijin, an attack that Boruto now has, to land a Rasengan onto Obito's backside. This Rasengan has been imbued with nature energy and shown to be very effective against him. Naruto stated that whenever he tried to sense Ten Tails' power, it was just nature energy itself. So maybe you can counter nature energy with nature energy. This is the main reason Naruto had to enter Sage Mode while him being in his KCM2 form, because it was the only way to damage Obito or get through his attacks. Even Jugo encased Sasuke Susanoo with his curse mark, because the curse mark has nature energy in it as well. Even having to imbue Kurama's Biju Bomb with nature energy to increase the AP and essentially being able to inflict injury on Jubito. We not only see Kashi and Koji use Sage Mode against Jigen, but master it to an even higher degree than Jiraiya ever could. It's a given that OTSUTSUKI must have a good understanding of nature energy and how it works. So Momoshiki sharing a mind with Boruto can help him if he should decide to grasp the concept of it, even mastering it to a point where even the likes of Naruto couldn't reach. Senjutsu is performed by mixing nature energy with the user's own chakra. Seeing as though you still need to infuse your own chakra to make Sage Jutsu means this could still be absorbed by the likes of Kawaki. However, Sage Mode still increases all the user's physical attributes like speed, stamina, and durability. It also increases the user's ninjutsu, taijutsu, and even genjutsu as well, making techniques such as flying Raijin and Uzuhiko that much easier to perform, and more efficient as well. And yes, the rule still applies that if you absorb too much nature energy without knowing how to control it, you can still turn to stone. But the amount of nature energy for that to happen would probably outweigh the user's actual chakra reserves. So only for OTSUTSUKIs, this probably wouldn't be a problem for them at all. I always personally wanted Boruto to be able to absorb or store nature energy in his karma for Boruto to use either to go into Sage Mode or create Sage Jutsu by mixing his own chakra. However, it is unknown if the karma has that type of function to store nature energy, even if it is mixed with the user's own chakra. But however you look at it, I think Sage Jutsu will help Boruto in the long run with the claw grinds, and possibly even after that. Sage Mode being like a family tradition to learn at this point, I do think it is a high possibility something like this will be introduced into the story sooner than we think. And if Boruto is reluctant to rely on the karma for power like we think he is, then all the more reason to learn Sage Jutsu to replace karma as an amp to his power. I mean, the writing is all lined up. Kishimoto can do it whenever he wants. And Koji has Jiraiya's memories. This means if he chooses, he could take Boruto somewhere like Mount Myaboku to learn how to perform Sage Jutsu easier. One thing I heard is that Boruto should learn some type of sealing jutsu, since he is a Uzumaki and they do tend to excel at sealing jutsu. I heard a lot of people talk about him learning Reaper Death Seal. No. There's probably be no position to where Boruto actually needs to use that. I mean, the user also dies if this is performed on any target, even if it is an automatic win, in most cases this jutsu itself doesn't have many feats, only sealing half of Kurama's soul into Naruto and the other half into Minato, and temporarily incapacitating Orochimaru out of using his jutsu for a point in time. Considering both Minato and Hiruzen died almost immediately after performing this, Boruto learning this makes no sense to the story, especially to someone who is considered to be the last hope of the Shinobi world. Dying isn't an option here. Even if you don't think he'll be unalived, the least we can expect to happen is Momoshiki fully taking control of Boruto's body. So with all that being said, Boruto learning any other type of sealing jutsu isn't out of the question. The question is, what would he learn, and would it be strong enough to seal or restrain any upcoming villains? With the Reaper Death Seal being one of the strongest sealing techniques, I don't think any other technique would be worth learning at this point. Last but not least, I feel that Boruto's third and most forgotten chakra release needs to be better utilized in the story, and this would be water release. I mean, water release in general is majorly underutilized in the series, especially compared to other popular releases such as wind, lightning, and fire. So Boruto learning an impactful water jutsu to use could actually do wonders in terms of increasing his arsenal and shining more light on one of the least popular releases. To my knowledge, Boruto's current strongest water style technique is Surging Sea, or just simply Water Surge. Boruto isn't as proficient in water style as he is in lightning and wind, so I don't expect him to use it as much as them. But it would be cool for him to come up with his own water technique, or find a way to imbue water release into his jutsu he mastered already. Similar to how Naruto added wind release to his Rasengan to make Rasen Shuriken, or any different variants of Naruto's Rasengan we seen him use in the 4th grade Shinobi War, in which all the Rasengan have different effects and different abilities. So let me know what other abilities you think Boruto can learn to overcome his adversity. Did I miss anything vital, or did I add too much? And mind you, these are base abilities, so I'm not taking into account that he could probably perform any technique or jutsu that uses any chakra nature when his karma is activated anyway. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. If you could drop a like, that would mean a lot, considering it helps the video reach an even wider audience. So if you could please leave a like, comment, subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. And until my next video, I'm out. Peace.